In this lesson, we'll take a break from creating some of the more difficult shapes and make an easy fan shape using our duplication and rotation method. Okay, so I want to create kind of a fan-looking shape that could go really on the inside of any one of these circular pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and come up here, grab my ellipse tool, and I'm just going to create an ellipse kind of looks like this. And then I'm going to come in there and start to edit these paths to make it look a little bit more bent like a fan blade. So an easy way for me to do that is to come over here to the pen tool, hold that down, and come down to the convert anchor point tool. And then I'm just going to come up here to that top point of the fan blade and pull that anchor point up. So now I have a shape that kind of looks like this. And you can come in there and really start to change that around if you want to, but I'm pretty happy with the way that that looks. So just as kind of an ellipse with a little bit of a cutout from it. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, hold Alt and drag it down, and then just kind of turn this over just like that, so that it's kind of just a mirror image of itself, but we have the cutout on the other side now. And I'm just playing with how much space is in between these, so I'm still going to maybe see some overlap here in a moment. And now I just want to start that same duplication and rotation method that we used earlier. So I'll select both of these, we'll hit Control C, then Control Shift V to paste in place, and hold Shift and rotate around. And now let's just do this one more time to rotate and have some more fan blades just coming out of these corners here. So select all, hit Control C, Control Shift V, and we'll do one more rotation. So now we kind of have this really interesting looking fan blade set of all of these pieces coming together to just look like all these blades in a fan. Now I want to change the color of those, so I'll select all of them. We'll come up here and choose that same orange color that we had earlier. And really, if I want to be able to see that pattern that it's creating of that overlap, I need to change the opacity a little bit. So I can come over here to the transparency panel, just click that, and maybe instead of doing 100% opacity, we could change it to 60. So now we're able to see where that overlap happens, and that just makes it a little more interesting shape and makes it feel a little bit more like something that might be digital, because you wouldn't really be able to see through real fan blades unless they were made out of something clear. But usually fan blades are going to be made out of something hard or metal that you can't see through. So I like how this is kind of a variation on what you would maybe traditionally expect with something like this. And again, before you really start that creation, duplication and rotation of all of the blades, you could come in here and really change that blade to whatever you wanted. So if you don't want it to kind of look like it's kicking up so far, you could maybe change that anchor point a little bit differently when you're using the convert anchor point tool, but really easy to quickly get those variations by just duplicating and rotating to make a shape like this. And I'll go ahead and select all of those and hit Control G to group them together. And then later on, as you can see, I'm just kind of amassing a collection of all different kinds of things that can be brought together to create different sorts of shapes. So I'm just going to leave this over here off to the side, and we'll find a place for this later on. Right now we're just in raw creation mode, trying to get all of our ideas out. So in this lesson, we learn how to easily make a fan shape by just adjusting the opacity and using the convert anchor point tool to change the path of a traditional ellipse.